reason the Bucks won Game 5 at Phoenix here.
Skip, Holiday was sensational.
Agreed.
The job that he's doing on Chris Paul, Skip, he's showing you why he's first-team All-NBA defensive. Skip, and you look at it, I think the game that if the Suns were to lose this series, they're going to look back on. They're going to say game 4. Drew Holiday was 4 of 20. He was stinking up the joint. Devin Booker has 42, and we lost that game. But if you allow Holiday to come back and follow that up with 12 or 20, and you let Middleton shoot 50%, you let Giannis shoot 50%, Skip, you're not going to beat them. You can't let a team's big three go get 88 points, 20 rebounds, and 24 assists. And people are saying, well, the Suns shot 65% from three, and they shot 50% from the floor. But hell, they let Milwaukee shoot 58% from the floor and 50% from three. And when the game you thought was going to get away from them, Skip, you know they made this run in the second quarter? You know, Giannis was on the bench. And Holiday, half of his points came in the second quarter. And he matched them. I fought Monty Williams because I couldn't understand why he would rest Ayton and Booker at the same time. You lose your rim protection and your scoring. But Holiday, Skip, these last 2 games, he's been sensational on the defensive end. And he's sacrificed some of his offense. If you look at, they've given him the toughest assignment. He goes from having to guard Kyrie and James Harden. I understand James Harden was not the same James Harden he was before the hamstring. And then he goes and has to deal with Trae Young. And then it says, okay, now you got Book. Now we need you on CP3. So he's had tough assignments. And so maybe his offense has suffered a little bit. But he put together a complete game. And when if he plays like this, they're almost unbeatable. Because Giannis is going to be Giannis. And Chris Middleton, I've never seen a guy that swings so much like Chris Middleton. One game, he looks like a guy that belongs in the G League. And the next game, Skip, he looks like a guy that should be first-team All-NBA. Did you see the shots that he was making down the stretch? Mikal Bridges is all in his grill. He's pulling up from 24.
No, but that's been going on fairly regularly.
The last 2, Skip,
yeah.
and that's the thing, Skip. But we saw him go 6 of 23 and score 11 points. We've seen him score 14 points after coming off 30-point performances. And we like, what the hell is this? But for me, Skip, Drew Holiday was the difference in this ball game. And he made the difference. He made his presence felt. Skip, this might be one of the first series that we're going to go back and we're going to look at the 2 biggest plays of the game happened on the defensive end. It was the Giannis's block, and when he caught Devin Booker. But the problem happened is because Devin Booker, they resorted to going Devin Booker one-on-one. And Holiday said, you know what? He going to shoot this ball. When he turns his back and when he looks back around, I'm going to be there. Snatches it, throws the lob, Holiday. And you know what, Skip? I'm coming to the conclusion that Milwaukee's big three is just better. They played their best. If Milwaukee's big three played their best, the Sun big three plays their best, who you taking? I'm taking the Bucks.
Okay. I didn't quite see the same game you saw on Saturday night. So let's reiterate what happened. Phoenix comes out like gangbusters, and they just blow them off the floor in the first quarter, and it's 37-21. It's plus 16 after a quarter. And Budenholzer does an interview between quarters, and he's saying, we just got to settle down. And I'm like, settle down? You're done, man. You're going to get wiped out tonight, and you better be thinking about Game 6 at home, seeing if you can hold serve and force a Game 7 back in Phoenix. And to your point, Giannis is out, and all of a sudden Milwaukee goes ballistic and goes on a 44-23 run in the second quarter. But this is what was even worse. This is at Phoenix.
Yes. This
is as crazed a crowd. I was texting with Lil Wayne after the game. He was courtside. He said he has never been in a more electric atmosphere with a louder crowd than he experienced on Saturday night in Phoenix. So that's going on.
Right.
And guess what the Bucks do? From the end of the first quarter until the 9:08 mark of the fourth quarter, they go on an 87-57 run. Think about that. They beat them by 30 points over that stretch. That'd be quarters 2, 3, and a little bit of quarter 4.
Correct.
A 30-point swing in the game? How do you explain that?
Couldn't. I've never seen anything like it.
You can't. And then, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Here comes Phoenix back again. And guess why, ladies and gentlemen? It was Chris Paul being guarded by Drew Holiday, and Chris said, no, not in my house. And Phoenix goes on a 25-12 run down to the 30-second mark. And that was led by Chris Paul scoring 13 of the 25. I thought he was sensational in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So my point is that Drew is guarding him, but Drew wasn't having much success down the stretch of the fourth quarter. And then what happens, if we can reiterate, with 31.9 left, Drew Holiday misses a 12-foot floater. It's a 2-point game at that. They've cut it all the way down to a 2-point Bucks lead.
Right.
And guess who gets the rebound? Devin Booker. He scored 40 in back-to-back games that turn into both games losses. Well, that's never happened before in finals history. So what happens? Devin starts to dribble the ball up the floor. I'm calling timeout. I just said, let's just get a timeout here. But Monty's thinking, no,
don't want him to set.
Don't let him set. But I've got the ball in the hands of the guy that I love. I want to live and die with Devin Booker. So what does Book do? He's still a young player. He dribbles and he dribbles, and he's dribbling Pat. He's got Tucker on him, and Drew, and he dribbles to a spot where he could have gone up at 15 feet or maybe 10 feet and shoot his kind of shot. But he thought, well, I got this. I'll just keep going deeper. I'll go deeper. I'll go deeper. And all of a sudden he gets to Giannis. Well, where's he going to go? He can't go up through 6'11".
I think he's going to turn around. He's going to turn around and shoot the fadeaway. But he totally forgot about Holiday.
He'd already left him in the dust, but now he's coming back out of the dust, and he just takes the ball completely out of his hands and goes the other way. And Giannis takes off running. That's what I love the most about Giannis is he will hustle his butt off. He gets more hustle bunnies than anybody I've ever closely observed. So he is flying up the court, and he gets the lob dunk, and Chris Paul, not too smartly, just shoves him because Chris just lost it for a second. Just thought, the game is over, basically. I'm going to shove him. And then what happens? Giannis ends up missing the free throw so badly. He bricks it so badly, it comes all the way back out to him to back tap to Middleton, who gets fouled.
And Skip, here's the thing. Everybody in the building know he going to miss it. I know it. You know it. The people sitting, Mark Jackson, them, I'm sure everybody knows it. Chris Paul even said it. Hell, we knew he was going to miss it. Skip, and he takes a huge risk because he back taps it blind. How does he know he doesn't back tap it to Chris Paul and get a run out?
Okay, so Middleton misses the first one. I'm thinking, is he going to leave the door a little open for a game-tying three? But he makes the second one, and the game's basically over. So here's my point. Game 4 in Milwaukee and Game 5 in Phoenix came down to one play. If we could remind everybody, unfortunately, what Chris Paul did or didn't do in Game 4 with 32 seconds left. He's got the ball. They're down 2 at that point. If we could see that play, he just lost the handle. He carried the ball in his left hand for a second, and then he just lost the handle, and Drew Holiday took it away and went the other way, and Middleton gets a run-out basket. That's ball game. Okay, so my point is this. These teams are stunningly evenly matched, where it has come down to one play in each game. The Chris Paul play and then the Devin Booker play. And if you execute, if you cash in on both those plays, we might be having a different conversation because Phoenix could be in the driver's seat, or as we say, the catbird seat, to win a championship. And instead, they couldn't convert the one play required to win the game. And Giannis actually got lucky that he missed his free throw so badly, because if he had missed it conventionally, where it just...
would have got this, one of them guys would have got the rebound.
Okay, and then here we come again, and it would be a 3-point game, and they would have a shot. Somebody could get a 3 to tie.
But Skip, the game has really come down to this. The Bucks are plus 28 in rebounding overall, plus 32 on the offensive end, which explains 31 more shots. So it doesn't do you any good to force them to miss shots if you allow them to grab the rebounds. But Skip, if you watch this game, did you watch what Holiday and Middleton was doing to Chris Paul? They were playing him like an old soul record. They got whatever they want, whenever they want.
The other way. Chris can become a liability.
Did you see? I'm like, hold on. Either go to a zone or get Chris Paul off of Middleton and Holiday, because they're getting whatever they want. What do you know? That's an all-defensive player. When have you known someone to attack Chris Paul? Well, they did it. Now you see that, Skip. When we talk about basketball strength, we normally don't talk about it unless it's Shaq.
Yep.
Shaq moved people. LeBron could move people. Oh, Dwight Howard could just move people out of the way. Look at Drew Holiday is doing to Chris Paul. He's backing him down, shooting over the top or getting layups.
Well, he's got 3 inches on him, and he's got some years on him.
And he probably got 20 pounds on him, too.
Yeah, he does. He does. And he can jump a little bit. Chris doesn't jump much at all.
So I was like, Monty, either go to a zone or get Chris Paul off of one of those guys. Let Chris Paul play Tucker.
I guess so.
Let him play Tucker. Let Mikal Bridges or Jay Crowder or Book deal with them.
That may be Chris's pride talking, where, like, I'm going to take him. I got